What's up guys, it's Nat from Nat's Tech Time, and today we've got 6 simple ways to free up storage on your Android phone. And since it's the release of Trainspotting 2 here in the States this weekend, I thought we'd get an assist from Ewan McGregor and crew. So here we go. 6 easy tips, and I promise they're not that hard to follow.
Well, that's very easy for you to say, Diane.
They really are easy. And as we've established, it's called Nat's Tech Time. My name's not Diane. Tip number 1. It may seem obvious, but if you haven't already done so, consider getting an SD card for your phone. This allows you to store larger files like videos, photos, podcasts, and others on the SD card instead of on your phone's internal memory. As you can see here, I'm using an Android Lollipop phone version 5.0.1 for demonstration purposes. Your screen may look slightly different based on version. Tip number 2. Use a USB cable to transfer larger files off of your phone's internal or SD memory card onto your PC or Mac computer. There are various apps and utilities to help with this, but often it's as easy as plug and play with no additional program required. Number 3. A common tip is to delete lesser used apps from your phone to free up storage. But let's take that a bit further. Consider deleting apps that have an acceptable version available in just the web browser. Many apps can be used this way without taking up storage space on your phone, even Facebook. Yes, it's a scaled down version of what the app can do, but if your phone is out of space, the 200 megabytes that Facebook requires might cause you to think about doing without the full app until you've purchased a bigger memory card, for example. Besides, you can always reinstall the app later when you have more space available. Tip number 4. Clear the cache from each application. To do this, I go to Settings, then More, then Application Manager. From here, you can see your list of applications, and I'm going to pick my podcatcher called Dogcatcher. You'll notice there are 2 fields as I scroll down, Clear Data and Clear Cache. What I can recommend is to clear cache and do that first. It's much like clearing a web browser's cache. It frees up space and you haven't lost anything. Slightly more risky is the move to clear data. I've done this as well in certain apps, but you risk losing playlists and other things. You may want to try it on an app that doesn't contain precious data if you need to resort to that. Number 5. If you're sure you don't need a file or files, particularly larger file types like videos and photographs, consider deleting them through your file manager on the phone. My file folder on Android Lollipop is called My Files. Yours might be called File Manager or something similar. So, going to My Files, you can see I can pick from any file type on the phone or on the SD card as well. Normally I would try to get rid of videos, music, or images as those are the largest, but I've taken those all off of my phone and they only live at this point on the SD card on my phone. In order to choose a file where there are actually some files to delete, I'm going to choose All Files. From there, I'm going to choose Device Storage. And here you can see I can choose from any file folder on the device. I'm going to go to Record Master, where I have several files stored. You can see a list of existing files. You can check an entire folder or an individual file, and then touch the trash can to delete the file. And it's as simple as that. And finally, tip number 6. Now, I have to warn you, this one could be a bit dangerous.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
First, as usual, we'll go through Settings, to More, to Storage, and you can see there's a column called Miscellaneous Files. If I select that, it reveals that there are files listed here from every program and app on my phone. I want to say again that this is a measure of last resort. I did it because I was completely out of space, even after following all the previous tips I've listed here. I couldn't install updates from my existing apps any longer, and so I tried this. Try it at your own risk. I'd recommend first trying to delete a miscellaneous file from an app that you're certain doesn't share files with any other app. Try it with one where it won't matter if you have to reinstall the app if something goes wrong after deletion. That's how I did it. I eventually deleted the miscellaneous files of my podcatcher app, which took up multiple gigs of space. I was afraid before I did it that I'd lose my playlists, my downloaded episodes, etc., because I knew this was a possibility. But I didn't lose anything. Again, your mileage may vary. If after all that you still decide to try this method, it's as easy as selecting a file to delete and touching the trash can icon. Well, there you have it. 6 tips for more storage space. I hope you found that helpful.
Oh aye, for all the good they've done me, I might as well have stuck them up my arse.
If so, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Maybe even share this video with someone you think might benefit from it. If you have questions or more tips, feel free to share them in the comments below. And if you're a big Trainspotting fan like me who can't wait to order my own copy of D2, I'll put a link in the description as soon as we can pre-order it. Thanks for watching, and remember,
choose life. Choose Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hope that someone, somewhere cares.